and welcome back to Small Town Southern Wife. Are you trying to cook supper on a budget? We are too. So if you're looking for something fast and easy around a 30-minute to 40-minute dinner, this barbecue meatloaf just might be what you're looking for. We're going to have barbecue meatloaf, some white soup beans, some little baby green tomatoes that we have out of our garden, and one little squash. So we're going to be cooking this dinner trying to stay on a budget. So come on and let's get started. We're going to be using 2 pounds of ground beef, 1 white onion chopped up fine, some pork rinds Travis grinded up for me, about a cup or maybe a cup and a half, 2 eggs, 1 tablespoon of ground cilantro, 1 tablespoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of garlic powder, and a tablespoon of onion powder. And then we have 1 cup of barbecue sauce of your choice. We're going to start by adding our ground beef. That's 2 pounds. Our 2 eggs that we already have beaten up and mixed together. All of our season. And now I'm just going to add my salt from the salt shaker because I don't want to put a whole lot, maybe a half a teaspoon. And then we're going to put our 1 onion. You can't have a meatloaf without onions in it. And now we're going to use our pork rinds. You could use crackers, you could use bread, but we have these, so that's what we're going to use. And it cuts down on the carbs than using bread. It'll make your meatloaf not have as many carbs as if you did bread. Using pork rinds cuts down on your carbs. And now we're going to add our barbecue sauce. 1 cup. And now I'm just going to go in and mix it with my hands. I've washed my hands, they're clean, and now we're going to mix them. Mix all this together. And you don't want to overwork your meatloaf, just mix it as long as it takes to get it combined and get those eggs mixed in. I'm going to spray my cast iron just because I want to make sure that barbecue sauce don't stick. And now just shape your meatloaf. And then we're going to put it in the oven and we're going to bake it for around 35 to 45 minutes on 375. Okay, to go with our meatloaf, we're going to have roasted squash and white soup beans. And we're going to have the last little bit of our green tomatoes. I'm going to make fried green tomatoes out of these little bitty ones. And that's what's for dinner, y'all. We're going to add a little olive oil to the squash. Some black pepper. A little bit of salt. And some smoked paprika. And now we're just going to toss that together good and get it all coated. Now that we got them coated, we're just going to put them in this pot and we're going to roast them on 375 for around 20 minutes until your squash gets good and tender. White soup beans with onions and smoked sausage. For the baby fried green tomatoes, we're going to start off by adding about 3 tablespoons of coconut oil, or whatever oil you choose to use. Okay, to start with, on the little tomatoes, I'm going to put about 2 teaspoons of cornstarch. The cornstarch will help your batter stick to your tomatoes. And just give them a toss. Okay, now to this dish I'm going to add about a half a cup of cornmeal and a cup of flour. And now to this, we're going to put our salt and pepper. Season ever how your heart desires. If you want garlic powder, add it to it. Salt and pepper, that's good too. But today we're just going with salt and pepper. Okay, now that my tomatoes have set in the cornstarch for about 3 to 4 minutes, we're going to go ahead now and I'm going to add a cup of half and half. Or you could use heavy cream. You could use buttermilk. I'm using what I've got. And just lightly toss it. Okay, now we're going to add our green tomatoes to our mixture. And just coat them with your flour and cornmeal mixture. I'm using a spoon like this so I can get it out and then get my extra flour off. Now our oil has got hot enough. We're going to put our green tomatoes in here and start frying them up. And you want to get your oil good and hot to get them crispy. Now I'm going to use the spatula to flip them. And let them keep browning. The last harvest of little green tomatoes. Fried green tomatoes, y'all. They're gonna be good. Okay, depending on how brown you want them, that's whenever you get ready to take them out. But right here is the way I'm going to brown ours. So I'm going to start taking them out and putting them on a paper towel. Baby fried green tomatoes. Let's check the squash now. Oh yeah, it's good and tender now. Okay, at this stage right here, I'm going to go ahead and try to drain off some of that extra grease. Depending on your ground beef, you might have a lot, you may have just a little. So we're going to get that tuck off, and then we're going to add our barbecue sauce to the top and cook it for another 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, now that we've got our barbecue sauce on the top, we're going to put it back in the oven. Travis's daddy, Emery, when they used to have meatloaf and he would have meatloaf left over the next day, or even maybe even that night when they had meatloaf, he would make a meatloaf sandwich. Our soup beans we're going to put in a little bowl so they don't get all over our meatloaf. But this right here is a dinner that you can still make a good dinner on a budget. Okay, y'all, here's our dinner for tonight. This is a what's for dinner idea on a budget. So I hope y'all like this video. And if you do, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And comment down below. Thanks for watching.